of time because based on my experience, I remember I spent a lot of time, fixing the format, um, to make it bold, the theme, etc. Make it all the same. Yeah, I kind of struggled with that, and it takes probably 1 to 2 hours so that everything is online. So, right, I think this gives you a very good starting point that you can modify and continue work with. Okay, they're presenting everything in such a way that it is so easy to understand. So the topic I came up was very complicated. The critical role of PV cells in electric vehicle energy transition. So now they said about direct solar integration, grid independence, cost efficiency. So these are the main themes that you need to know if you want to talk about this. Because right now we have cars, everybody's going towards electric cars. So there's BYD. So initially when BYD came out, people were not very sure about this Chinese company, how far it is going to go. But right now, I think it just hit the world's attention on how it is actually taking over even the ones that we know. Even Tesla, it is a big competitor for the the more prominent automobile companies that we know. So we can see how important it is that energy transition that we are going towards. So this is going to be our next revolution in the coming few years. So environmental benefits, market impact, and this is something that the government is getting also involved in because of course they want to support the environment. This is very important for environmental benefits. And Singapore, recently when I visited Singapore, I have seen that how they are very keen towards converting everybody to go for electric vehicles, and it is so expensive. Like they have created public transport everywhere, but everybody is forcing, I mean not forcing, but encouraging strongly towards electric cars. So basically, I'm just sharing some of my research interest. So similarly, whatever topics that you are reading, I'm pretty sure that you find something interesting. Or either you find something interesting or you find something complex that you don't understand yourself. So what you can do is you create a slide based on what you want to understand and what you want to share with people, or what you want questions from. Like you want to learn further about it, then here you go. So they have generated the slides here. Now what you can do is you can present. You can see on the top right button that is called a present button. Basically, I generated one slide. You can actually generate up to 8 to 10 slides. Here I clicked one slide. That's why everything is summarized in one. So you can click present here and then you can present, or you can share with people who can collaborate. At the same time, you can download it in PowerPoint and then just do it customized according to your own comfort, because we are all used to PowerPoint because we feel like, okay, it's under our control, it's not in a browser, the browser will close or something. I mean, I have all this fear, I'm pretty sure everybody will have that fear. So just you can download it. There are 3 buttons on the top right. There is export. So when you click on the export, you have so many options here. Export to PDF, export to PowerPoint, export to Google Slides, and then you can even export as PNG image. So what I would do is export to PowerPoint. And then it's going to download in your screen. Okay. Okay, so I can see in my PowerPoint the slide that has been generated. Let me share this. Share the entire screen. I think it's much better. Okay, that's my screen. So basically, I clicked one slide, right? So that whole complicated topic, they tried to fit it in one slide, and that's why they took the time. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate AI for doing this for me. And here you have the summary of everything that you need to know with that topic. But you can create a whole pack of slides, 8 to 10 slides. Just have a look at my slides that I am using for this AI workshop. Okay, so these were also generated. Of course, I didn't just use one prompt. I used several prompts, but initially they gave me a good basically a good model to go with. How I can just modify and add my ideas and add my creativity, etc. So these are the slides. First, I just give the title, okay, kickstart your academic year with ChatGPT and Gamma AI. Of course, I have my own notes, but I did not want to spend a lot of time in editing the theme, the font, etc. So I give them actually an outline. And then they have created this with a professional. So I give them actually an outline. And then they have created this with a professional. Shows that, okay, this is not blindly AI. You just don't present everything that you see. Of course, you have to cross-check it, you verify it, you practically apply, and then add some creativity. That really helps you. Like ChatGPT is your perfect research assistant who is helping you generate something fast while you keep on your creativity and your questions. So here what we have done, creating your first deck. First deck is basically your first slides. Here we created about the solar cells. Now remember we had an abstract. Now let's just generate from abstract. So first we will copy our ChatGPT generated abstract into the Gamma AI and then generate the slides. Polish 3-slide presentation deck. Okay, let's do it. So that's my abstract. I'm answering my research question. I'm trying to copy. My phone. So in this way, every single research paper that you're going through, you can take the abstract and then create a slide on it. So you can actually understand every single study. Also, you also have an idea about your new research because you're going to have something novel. Maybe not that big of a novelty, but even the small thing that you're going to do, you have an idea of how your slides are going to look like, how your methodology can look like, and what new things you can add and what things you're going to modify. And that's it. So you have something that is already like a done template, and then you just focus on your research progress instead of, because for me it always happens towards the end of my research. I'm always worried about the font, the format, where I will put everything. So this organized format is going to, trust me, it's going to help you so much throughout your research journey, and especially that you want to start your semester right now. This is something that you need, and this will make your whole research journey very smooth. So I will copy the abstract. copy and so I will start something new. Open Gamma, okay, new. On my left, there is a new tab. So I'll click add new card. Okay, add new card. This is for continuing the previous one. I want to start something new. So I click this Gamma tab.
Miss Amina,
Yes.
sorry, internet. There is a question in Zoom. Can you share which Gamma AI app to download?
Share with Gamma AI app. Okay, let me have a look at the question. Okay. Can you share which Gamma AI app to download? Because on App Store, there are a few options I need to pay. Okay. So just use the browser because just like ChatGPT, we are using the browser, the Gamma.app. For the App Store, I'm going to let you guys know I have not tried it, but right now you can just use the browser. You just log in with your Gmail, and then you can use that. Yes, because once something gets popular, people create a lot of it. So it becomes confusing which one to download. But there is gamma.my, gamma.app, GMM AI creator.
Not appear on the screen.
Okay, actually, I'm doing it on my phone. Okay, let's do it here. It directly comes to the app. There is one that comes in the App Store, but you need to verify if that's the one.
There is another question at Zoom. Is it safe to insert or paste a part of our thesis into the AI platform?
But that is a very important question. So basically, we must be very careful about entering our research data into the ChatGPT. But we can be very careful. What I have done previously is, okay, are you going to upload this in anywhere in the repository? And then the ChatGPT said, no, it just stays here. But we cannot trust a ChatGPT. So here, what we can do, we can use some dummy data, or we just have to be in a way that not give everything to the ChatGPT. And there is a setting in ChatGPT where they don't use your data to train the model. So in ChatGPT there is a setting. Let me show you. This is okay. There was a setting where it says that do you want us to use your data to train the model? Then you just turn it off. So I will share with you soon. Let me check this. Okay, so regarding the app, in App Store, every single app that you download, after a few uses, they ask you to pay for it. So right now, just use your browser, because every time you're using a computer, just in the background, ChatGPT, and then you just use the browser because it is free, and then there is no limits of like how many slides you're going to make. And yeah, for now, just use that, because I think in the app you have additional features of having avatars, etc. And it looks not the same as in the browser. And they're offering additional features for which they're asking for the additional money. But as students, we can just use our browser for unlimited amount of times. So when new AI came out, there are actually AI for literature review, AI for methodology, AI for creating mind map. So many AIs came out, AI for writing, generating text, paraphrasing, so many of them. So at some point, I felt this AI overload, especially for researchers. Then I said, okay, I think it's becoming too much, and most of them become paid after using once or twice. So now every time I see some AI, I was like, okay, this is just like an overload of AI that we are getting. So in that way, we have to, my opinion is we stick to the few, just because most of them are being used from one source. Like for example, they're using ChatGPT as the main source of their AI in their app, and they created that new app. So if you want to avoid the overwhelm, you can just stick to one or two or three that are free for students, because we don't want the stress of halfway they're asking us to pay and we cannot continue further. So that's why you don't have to worry with ChatGPT and also Gamma AI. So the app is on hold. We have to do a bit more research on that.
Miss Amina, there is another question by Meili. She asked on the ideas generated by ChatGPT sometimes to improve our language. AI detection tool will most of the time detect it as an AI generated content. Some of the good journals will assume that we use AI for writing and reject our paper. How do we overcome this issue?
That's interesting. Yeah, because sometimes we generate idea and they assume it's AI. That is, I think, a big challenge that we are facing right now, especially for researchers and authors, because we are writing and then there is this fear of having so much of AI. So there is in AI, what do you call it? Turnitin. I think in Turnitin we had this feature of AI that actually highlights the percentage of AI in your document. So if your supervisor has Turnitin, you can actually put your document, and then other than the plagiarism, they also show you the AI content. We had that feature, but I don't know if we are subscribed to it yet or not. And to avoid this, to overcome this challenge, I think we have to paraphrase in a way that it looks more humanized, because a lot of it's our idea, and if they say that it is AI, then I feel like, okay, we have to know what is the problem, because sometimes the ideas can be from us, but how we paraphrase it, it has to be also like human manner. Sometimes we can copy whatever AI is generating, then we have to humanize it. For example, write it in your own words and then add references. When you add references, um, it actually also removes the plagiarism. You have to see which of the papers have done similar work and then just cite it. And then you have to modify a little bit. Like when you modify something that is a pre-existing work, also the plagiarism is not going to be there because it's something new now. and that you are modifying. So I hope that answered the question. And I love these questions because these are the concerns that I have myself, and it is allowing me to think of a solution. And if you guys also have the solution, then also let me know in my email that I will share soon. So we can have a good discussion. So moving on to my slides. Okay. Okay. So basically the abstract that we generated, let's try to create a slide deck on that. Okay, create new, generate. Okay, now we have to copy the abstract. And another tip is basically I'm leaving some tips and tricks that I use in my own journey. So sometimes, AI is helping us gather information here and there, but then what you can do is also verify it, because sometimes they can say, sometimes they just, I don't know, for some reason they just want to say everything they're doing is right. Yes, that's right, that's right, that's right. So they just become like a yes man person. So you can have a prompt say that, okay, from now on, just think of every single prompt um, as a person, as a debater, as a professional debater. So you see the pros and cons, and then you tell me what is the output. Don't just always agree with me. So if your ChatGPT remembers that prompt, then you're not only gonna get, okay, yes, it's right. Whatever you're doing is right. So let's say I'll do 2 + 2 4. Okay, correct. Then if I do 2 + 2 5, not wrong. Not, they will always want to agree with you. So you have to train it to not always agree with you, and just see everything that you're asking for like a professional judge, or however you want it. Like you can make it professional debater, um, who is good in logic. You can create a prompt that you set up the environment. You can be like, you are the world-class academician, who has a very good judgment of right and wrong, and just give me a balanced approach. Like, do not agree with me for every single thing. So that's when they will also try to be as practical as possible. And in the end of the day, we have to do our own judgment, because as I said, nothing beats real intelligence. What we can do is just make them work, like our research assistant friend. So here, okay, I've been trying to paste my abstract for a long time. Okay, here. So basically the abstract that just a generic abstract that I've generated from a research question in ChatGPT. I paste it here, and then okay. See here, you can choose the cards, 10 cards. See, you have to pay only when you want to produce more. Like if you want to produce more than 10 cards, then you use the plus and then the pro. But of course, we don't want that many slides. We just want the overall something that is already done. 10 cards are enough. And if you want, you can actually do 10, 10, 10, like again and again and again. So I don't believe we have to get the paid versions in any point of our research. So let me put them in inverted commas and then say, turn this abstract to three slides, 3 slides proposal. And abstract 3 slides proposal. Okay, so I click the edit prompt. Okay, and then we get this window. So this is my prompt and the abstract. On my left, you can choose a minimal, concise, detailed, extensive. Right for, you can even choose your audience. Right for here, they assumed I'm writing for policymakers, executives, energy sector researchers, etc. So later you can play around with the audience. Maybe you can say I'm writing for an audience who has no knowledge about energy, so that they can also understand what's going on. And then you can choose the tone: clear, concise, technical, confident, persuasive in American English. And then the visuals, images. Then you have keywords, etc. So let's click here. I think we choose the cards. So to 10 cards, but let's choose just maximum. Generate. Okay, they're creating. That's interesting. So they give the title and a matching picture. Okay, that would have taken me a long time. So while they're generating, if you have any questions, you can let me know. And I hope that you're also trying this in the background in your own browser. Also educators. As a PhD student, sometimes our kulia requires us for, or our supervisors, they ask us to teach a subject. So, right now I think it's Gen Z, or I think even beyond that, like time is flying so fast. So the attention span that we had previously is not the same that the students have right now. So even the methods and slides we used previously, somehow they're kind of not um applicable right now, because sometimes I've noticed that students actually not they cannot pay attention or keep their attention long for a long span of time. That is just a generational change right now. And I feel like even our teaching methods have to change with this generation, because what worked before AI and after AI cannot be the same. And Gamma AI is a fantastic tool for us to actually cope up with this change. And because what we want in the end of a teaching class is that how much of it is retained, right? We cannot keep on like in the previously we had pre-made slides, right? That has been passed on to generation. Like a lot of years, people are using the same slides year by year to teach students a subject, right? But we have to change. We have to add what's new. And so many things are new right now. There's AI, and then there is so many possibilities, and there's so many interdisciplinary um, methods that are developing worldwide. Because let's say if I want to study engineering, it's you cannot keep on teaching them engineering that is from so many years old. We have to integrate it with other aspects, economics. You have to integrate it with communication. You have to integrate with law, because an engineer alone, you cannot have engineering education to just survive in the real world. So that's how we have to become more dynamic and teach in a way that whatever we're saying, students can retain it, at least remember something. Like, because of course we can teach formulas, theory, etc., but how much of it students can retain after we have taught them. So while making them interactive and giving them the main idea, we can help them to grasp what we want to teach them, the learning outcomes. So I think this is a smart way of doing that, instead of writing theories and overloading them with so much theory that we know that it's going to just be stored somewhere and not have an impact. Okay, so let's see how much cooking has been done. So this is how I see. Okay, like they're cooking it while I'm having a conversation with you all. They're cooking my slides. Do you guys have a fear, like what if suddenly AI just disappears, then we have to go back to the old pathway? But at least there's no loss, because we learn from AI so much. I feel like we can rebuild it. We can still be better than before, because now we have an idea how to create the slide. Like, oh, okay, add the images, add this, make it in this theme, add percentages. It's important to show the performance outcomes, because numbers in academia, we deal with a lot of data, but in real life it's all about numbers. In real workplaces, I had the opportunity to meet some people in the work in the industry, and then it's all about profit, numbers. They will not think about theory I mean, they will think about theory, but numbers are so important. And it is so important that we are well equipped with all this interdisciplinary knowledge. Solutions framework, predictive modeling capabilities, global case study approach, expected performance outcomes. So just imagine, with just an abstract, you have expanded it to all these 10 slides that gives you more than an abstract. So in abstract, we just had few words, right? Nobody remembers anything, no impact. I don't know if I will come and read that again. Or even if you send it to your supervisor, I don't think your supervisor will remember that, right? But right now you created the whole slides. And not only that, after you create the slides, that's not it. You can't just be like, okay, this is done. You just be like, okay, as my research assistant, you did a very good job. So now let me see what I can do. I want to verify a little bit. I want to add a few things, and then I want to add references, and then add maybe some of my own data. Then only you share it with your supervisor. But still, you will have a very good thing ready in your hand. I think different supervisors have different uh, teaching methods, supervising methods, because there are some supervisors, they want to meet every single week, but even if you have progress or no progress, but you have to have meeting. So I remember one of my friends, her supervisor was like that. You very you have to meet every single week, even if you don't have any update. So what happened is she said I used to go with blank paper. She had no update. She was like, I just went with blank paper. I don't know what to do with my slides. Like, okay, I was in the lab all day, but there is no result. There is nothing. So I just showed up with a blank slide. So I feel like with these tools, we don't need to have a single day like that, because we will always have something. All right. So I hope the topic you're searching for is maybe not that complicated. AI generating this. Still generating, or is it done? Okay, still in progress.
Miss Amina, there is a question from Tahira.
Okay.
She asked, on some cases we did write up by ourselves, but we used ChatGPT to check English grammar, but later uh, turned out to be AI generated some sentences. Is there any idea to overcome this?
Yes, I think if you want to check grammar, just don't put it into ChatGPT. Yeah, I think it's a very risky thing to do, because you're putting your own work to ChatGPT, and then they just, when they're changing the grammar, they make it their own thing. Like now it's becoming AI. So just use I mean, there's Grammarly. There's a Grammarly app. So I think there's also a free version of it, like in a Microsoft Word. So that helps you adjust your grammar. I think just use that. I would not recommend ChatGPT for changing your grammar. Just take ideas and just paraphrase it and modify it, but just don't put your own written data, novel data, and put it in ChatGPT. No. So yeah, try to use Grammarly for correcting your grammar. I don't trust. I had an Previously, I used to use Grammarly inbuilt in my Microsoft Word, and then yeah, they would just automatically suggest which of the grammar that you have to change. So just use that Microsoft Word. All right. So it looks like the slides are ready. And then they also follow a very good theme. Like, they will have introduction, then they will actually go through explain the method, then they will add the performance indicators, some numbers that they can actually see the growth. And then finally, they will have some implications, and then way forward. Basically, it covers all aspects of a presentation. So you never have to show up with a basic slides that are full of errors. No, you can always have this format always ready. And this is very important, because when you have in the end of the semester, you will have the research presentation, and then you always have your slides ready. You'll be like, okay, I have everything ready. I already showed that to my supervisor so many times. I presented already to my supervisor so many times. So I'm ready. I just have to change this and that. So that will enhance your progress presentation, I think, by 60%. Otherwise, the whole semester you're doing research progress here and there, a little bit here, a little bit there, you wrote a little bit. And then when the day will come, when you have to prepare your slides, you have to do it all day, all night, and something is missing. And then when you have to prepare, you have to spend some time to prepare, present. But if you started your whole research just like this, then that just becomes like the research progress presentation becomes a fun event for you. Like, okay, I already have it. I already presented. I've been doing that week by week, or in every 2 weeks I've been doing that. So now I just have to change a little bit, add maybe my Gantt chart, update some information, and I'm ready to go. So you avoid yourself a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress in the end. And not only that, if you're starting your research, the same slide that you're keeping on modifying, it will help you even in your final viva of your PhD or master's. So this is a very good investment if you just start from now. So next steps forward, they will give you next step, basically future study. What are the future steps? So now that they've created it, you can either present or download. There are 3 dots here, and export. Export as PPT, Google Slide, etc. So after that, you can download it, and then you can see all the information. You can maybe add a few papers that are saying the same thing and add some references. So basically, you can add, here they're only producing 10 slides, right? That's the maximum. But after you downloaded it, now you can just do whatever you want. You can add slides in between and then add a reference slide. This is very important tip, that every time you should have a reference slide. It is very important in university to show that yes, everything is well cited. You're taking the ideas and the theme and pattern from the AI, they're helping you, but you have your own research there. So they cannot really add references and creativity. So when you do that, it just looks a well polished work. Yes, they helped you, but then you went through another check, another through real intelligence. So it's not completely AI. There's real knowledge involved. Okay. Export. So I hope you have an idea of how to use. This is just a start. I just hope you guys are using the Gamma AI and how to work around, because not only slides for research, there are so many things you can do with it. You can even create tailored resume. This is something to explore if you have time. You can tailor yourself some resume, or let's say you want to create a pitch deck for something that you in your marketing. For example, of course, in the background, people always want to do some business beside your research. You want to sell something, or you have an idea, or you have a proposal, then you can explore this app. Let's try Google Slides. Okay, so I think we have, let's play from current. Okay, so that's what we have done right now. We pasted our abstract, we generated the slides, and then we can customize and perfect it. Like fine-tune visuals, adjust layouts, add personal touches to create presentation excellence. But to be honest, a lot of time that we spend is on the editing and then the theme and then creating the overall story. And the storyline is very important in a good research. Otherwise, if people cannot connect the dots, then people are going to be confused. And when they're confused, they're really not understanding anything. And you're not going to feel good because you worked so hard in this, and then suddenly people cannot connect with you. They cannot understand what you're trying to communicate, especially in your research. And then you will feel alone, like, okay, only research, only I know my research, and it's just a lonely world. Okay, so this is the summary. So this is your streamlined workflow. That means every time you're doing your research, this that you want to present, this is a summary. First, ChatGPT creation. Like this is especially for the beginners, beginning the semester or beginning a research journey, or let's say you want to start a new research project. So ChatGPT creation, of course, you want to have this person in the background who is also helping you draft the ideas, brainstorm, create abstracts, help your abstract, and then or you can just copy paste the research abstract and then create the slides for better visualization, compare methodology. So you can, from writings, you can see some visuals. So you can have create like a storyline. And that's when you can actually remember which paper is what. And then comprehensive research content. That's with ChatGPT. So with Gamma, what you do is just paste and generate the slides professionally, instantly. And then last part is refine and share. So this is what we've been doing throughout this workshop. Take content ChatGPT, take ChatGPT for creation, etc. Gamma for visualization, generation slides, and then finally we refine. We refine, basically we add our personal touch, update data, can add references, and then share. So these are some professional research tips. So basically, the first one is start broad and then refine gradually. So basically, we just how previously I made these slides on, let's say, photovoltaic cells. So it can start generally, and then later you can add on prompts just to make it more specific. And then number two, always fact check AI outputs. Whatever comes out, then okay, try to fact check with 1, 2 papers or published data that's already there. And AI and take AI as a research partner, because use AI to enhance your expertise. You have to set it in your mind that you are the one who is going to be expert in this field, and AI is helping you to reach that. And they cannot replace you, they cannot replace your critical thinking. Always know that humans created AI, so they can help us, right? They cannot replace. So your insights drive meaningful research outcomes, because you will have the unique insights that cannot be taken over by AI. So this is my, I think I've already mentioned it, that communicate your research updates with slides in every SV meeting. This is one of the pro tips that my co-supervisor had shared with me, that every time you meet your supervisor, come with slides. So every time you're presenting, you just become professional. By the end of your Viva, you're going to be so professional because you've presented all the time. And then it's so easy for your supervisors to catch up with you that they give you also very meaningful feedback. And yeah, it will just open opportunities, because yeah, just try to follow this method, and then maybe even supervisors can invite you to present it for conferences and etc. If they see the potential, they will make you present it many places. So these are the today's achievements. We had a drafted research abstract, focused. We can make it more focused, but today we just did general, and then we built a proposal deck. So AI accelerates research. So it dramatically speeds up research processes. So of course, it definitely speeds up research. It saves a lot of time. But you have to bring the creativity, critical thinking, and innovative ideas that drive meaningful academic contributions. So AI can just give you a lot of ideas, and whatever you say they're going to do, keep doing. But the ability to make it creative, ability to integrate it between disciplines. For example, how do you integrate this aspect that I'm working with economics, or with law, or with so many fields we have, right? So because we don't have to stick in one place. And right now in modern in the worldwide research, they actually celebrate interdisciplinary research. So if you are able to connect and work with so many disciplines, then you create a research that is actually well-rounded. And AI, it helps you a lot with that. So this is, I hope we take away with this take away today, um, the tool of how we can use Gamma AI to make our research better. So thank you, and let's keep in touch. This is my email, aminatahin@gmail.com, and also you can add me on LinkedIn. So if you have any discussion about ChatGPT, like questions that we have about how it becomes AI detected. So if you find a solution, you can share with me, and if I find, I will share with you. So that's all. Just let me know if any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Aminata Rim, for your valuable sharing for today's session. So if anyone has question, we invite you to write in the chat box, or you can open the video and audio to us. Is there anyone? If there is no, can everyone open the video so we can take pictures? I take the first screen. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Wait a moment. Okay, I take picture for second screen. Okay, third screen. Fourth screen. So thank you so much to Miss Amina for this sharing today. So I hope everyone can gain a few information how to use ChatGPT and also Gamma AI. So we end this session with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-Asr. Okay, thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Thank you, everyone.
So make sure everyone also fill out the evaluation form. I have emailed to you, or if I can share in the chat box also.
Right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Friday.
Make sure everyone submit the evaluation form also. Thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.